What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Chaz here. Today we got the Fostex TR-X00s. Are they worth 420 bucks? Let's find out. Alright, so these are made by Fostex. They're a collaboration with Massdrop. Everyone's heard of Massdrop by this point. These are the TR-X00s, and damn, they are sexy. I mean, just starting from looks alone, you can tell these are quality cans. But they are $420, right? So you get what you pay for in that regards. These are a semi-open back. That basically means like some of the sound, if you're listening to them, it's gonna leak out. But you can also kind of hear things from outside in your surroundings. But with that being said, they sound great. They're at 25 ohms, super easy to drive with just about anything. You can use your cell phone even to drive these things. You will need an adapter because the end of these come with a 1/4 inch cable and not a 3.5 millimeter. And yeah, so 25 ohms. They have a sensitivity of 94 decibels a watt. So in case you don't know, that's really good. That means they're super sensitive. And like I said, you can power these with a cell phone. You're definitely gonna get better results if you use a dedicated headphone amp. I use something like the Monoprice Liquid Spark. They got a frequency response from 5 to 45,000 millihertz, or not millihertz, just hertz, which that is a huge spectrum. That's super, super low. So being able to drop all the way down to 5, I haven't done any tests to actually verify what they say, but I'll take their word on that one. They're a little heavy. They're coming in at 12.5 ounces just about. So you got almost a full pound of weight sitting right up on your head. So looks. This is the mahogany colorway. They come in mahogany, ebony, and purple heart, they're calling it. They all have slightly different sound signatures. But this is the mahogany. It's the cheaper of the three. Like I said, $420. But this wood is sexy. So they got a smooth sort of lacquery finish on it. So you know, you're not getting splinters or whatever. Fostex logo right there in the middle. Tell who you're repping. The rest of it is made out of, you know, just metal. They say it's magnesium alloy, whatever that means. But you know, really, while I'm sure they're well built, they also feel fragile at the same time, which is kind of counterintuitive. You'd think like, man, they're made out of metal and wood, like they must be like super durable and high quality, and they are. But at the same time, I'm not taking these with me on my morning commute into work, right? Even something like Sennheiser HD 6XXs, like, or Audio-Technica M40Xs, right? Like, even though they're all plastic, they feel way more sturdy than something like this. This, you know, you can jiggle it and like everything kind of moves around. They just, I don't know, they feel fragile, but for the price, it's probably something you don't want to just take around willy-nilly anyways. So, you know, I can respect it if it makes it look like a premium product. Let's talk about this headband. So, in terms of comfort, I think this headband suffices, but there's really not any padding. There's a little bit that curves over on the edge here that you can kind of feel. This whole middle section, no padding whatsoever. You just go straight to the metal backbone that's in this. Not a huge criticism. Like I said, it's still kind of comfortable. If I do have one criticism about the build, and like I said, these are the TR-X00s. They also make a TH-X00 previously. The difference is basically these cables are removable. But let's talk about this cable. This cable goes on and on and on and on, and it's stuck on my chair, and on and on and on and on. This is 10 feet of cable. Oops, sorry. This is 10 feet of cable. Like, who needs this? And it's this big, thick, nasty cable. I wish, like, stock it would come with something like, I don't know, 6 foot, something a little more manageable. Instead, you get this whole mess of cables. Like I said, it does have a 1/4-inch jack on the end. Again, you know, it's a lot better to go from 3.5 millimeter and use an adapter to go to 1/4-inch. When you go from 1/4-inch to 3.5 millimeters, you're just putting so much weight on that little adapter that it scares me. So I definitely would have made changes to the cable if I was designing it instead of this big, huge, clunky thing. It feels good quality, it feels awesome, but it's way too much cable. Comfort, let's see here. These things are pretty comfortable. They're, like I said, they're 12.5 ounces roughly. They're still light enough that, you know, they don't tend to really bother me. That being said, there's pretty much zero clamping force, right? So these things don't like squeeze your head, which I know that sounds like a bad thing, but for me, I like a little bit of clamp. It just makes it feel more secure, right? If I'm like rocking out, these things are falling off in a heartbeat, which sucks because these are headphones you want to rock out with. So, like I said, yeah, they sort of hang over your head instead of clamp your head. I just wish there was a little bit of clamp there, and it'd be a no-brainer in terms of comfort. Moving into sort of the sound and how that plays into the comfort. These things are bass cannons. They will blow your head apart if you're listening to something with some really deep bass. You know, there's some headphones where you can hear the bass. These you feel the bass. So these are like beats, but good, right? People have their beats and they love them because they pump up the bass so much. These are like those, but much better across the board if you're gonna spend that kind of money. I'd recommend these over Beats if you're looking for that bass. When we're moving into the mids, the mids are a little more recessed feeling. They're not quite as, they're definitely clear, but they don't seem to take center stage like most other headphones that have a more neutral sound signature. And so with that, you know, I don't know that I'm necessarily a fan of these over some of my other headphones that I have, but they definitely serve their purpose. They're fun cans if I'm listening to EDM or rap or, you know, anything that sort of has that bass that I really want and I want a fun experience. These are the guys that I would go for. When we move into the highs, these do get a little sharp and a little fatiguing, I guess. So when you're listening to highs, a lot of things, they sort of just pierce through, and I'm really not a fan of that. So when things pierce through, it kind of takes its toll on you after a little while. So for these, you know, I'm looking at maybe a couple hours max of wearing these before I'm like, okay, I got to take these off, I got to take a break. Whereas, you know, I have some, like I mentioned the Sennheiser 6XXs. Grab those real quick. These guys, also a Master Drop exclusive, they're like $200, but they're a little more balanced across the board, and they handle the highs a little bit better. So they're not fatiguing. These I could listen to for 5-6 hours straight, no problem. Unfortunately, these sexy babies, yeah, about 2 hours, I'm like ready to call it quits. But they're a fun 2 hours, right? Like, all in all, I do love these headphones. I think they're pretty comfortable. The pads are nice. I've tried other pads and they kind of kill that sound signature. So until I find something that doesn't do that, I'll probably just stick with the stock pads. Yeah, so anyways, these are the Fostex TR-X00s. They're $420. There's a drop going on right now on Mass Drop. I'll leave a link down in the description. Guys, if you like this video, leave a like, leave a comment if you have something to say. If you love me, if you hate me, let me know. This is actually the first video, so this is the inaugural video, and so I'm really happy to like get this ball rolling. Let's get some more videos out there. So speaking of that, coming up here soon, I'll have a review on the 6XXs, why I like these so much, as well as some of my headphone amps. Also gonna get into tech. I've got a one wheel coming. It's gonna be an awesome review. So everyone, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.